Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be a little different. You will not be able to see my whole body and everything in camera because I am driving, but I'm going to do this video because I think it will be very helpful to everyone in the community, especially those who may be going through the same thing I am and maybe need some answers. And so first off, let me start off with my spiel. My name is Dory. I'm 48 years old. I'm 5'4" tall, and on September 12th of 2016, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery with Dr. Darren Tischler at Hartford Hospital in Hartford, Connecticut. My highest weight recorded was 350 pounds. My surgery weight was 300.5, and my lowest I've ever seen was 156.3, which was December 29th of 2019, which is almost a year ago, just about 11 months ago. And I was maintaining in the 160s for quite some time, and then I went into the 170s for a while. 5 days ago, I weighed in at 170.4, and I thought for sure the next day I would be into the 160s, but as always, it's been the case for the last 10 months or so. I just keep popping back in to the 171 to 174 range. This morning I weighed in at 174.2, I believe it was. I really want to get into the 160s again. I definitely would love to see 150 just to see how it sits on my body. I do remember, if you go back to December of 2019 on my YouTube or my Instagram, you will see the 156.3 in the video I made and how happy I was, and I even tried on size 10 skinny jeans and they fit great, and I just felt amazing. And so I really am fighting hard to get there. I am on my way right now to my yearly bariatric appointment that I have with my surgeon's office. I am very lucky to have a surgeon who stays in contact with you and is very, he just is very hands-on. The office itself is amazing, and that's why I have always traveled from Massachusetts to Connecticut. Even when I was doing my pre-op things, I would travel 45 minutes to an hour one way just so I could go to this office. It was a center of excellence at the time where my local hospital had lost that accreditation for about 3 months. But my surgeon is amazing. We have a support group that usually meets once a month in person, but because of COVID, we've been doing it online every week. And he actually even does a walk with the doc on Saturdays on Facebook, and anybody can go on there and walk with him, and he answers questions. He kind of just really is very educational. He's one of the top bariatric surgeons around, and so he's on Facebook under Dr. Darren Tischler. And
welcome to Connecticut.
The other thing too is that he oh, and then you guys can search on Facebook if you don't have a bariatric doctor that you can see. It's under Hartford Healthcare. I think it may say bariatrics. But in any event, so I'm on my way there. In the beginning, after I had my surgery, they see you I know it was 2 weeks post-op, and then it was, I think it was 2 months, and then 3 months, and then 6 months, and 9 months, and then it was a year, and then it was, I think it was 15 months, and then 18 months, then it was 2 years, and at that point, they see you every 6 months, unless, of course, you have a question or you want to see the dietitian or the nutritionist or anything like that. So I now go yearly. They usually pull my blood, which they didn't this time, so it could be because I had blood done by my PCP during this time, and they communicate with each other, so it could could be for that reason, or they might give me the blood lab slip today, and then I'll go back to Massachusetts and have the blood drawn, and then they will call me if there's any issues. But because I'm already 4 years post-op, there's normally no issues. So I'm on my way there, and the reason I'm sharing this video is that there are a few things that have been happening to me which I'm hoping to get answers for, and so I feel like this is going to be a great video. I'm going to record on the way back because I feel like I'll have answers to these questions. And so one of the main questions I have is that I still am having that upper gastric area. Sorry about that, my husband just called. But I was up to having the gastric pain up at the top of my stomach area, and I think it's gas and it could be constipation. So I did start some stool softener, and I forgot what it's called, but it makes you go to the bathroom. It begins with a D. I can't think of it. But anyways, I'm going to go back onto Marilax as well. But my primary care physician actually just prescribed me with omeprazole, and I've been on it for about a week and a half, and I do see a difference from where I was experiencing some different pains, and I'm still doing the Gas X chewables, but I just want to kind of get their take on what this could be and why I'm getting it, if there's any other helpful hints that they could give to me. So that's one thing. The other thing is that it seems like no matter what I do, I cannot get under 170. No matter how hard I try, I bump up from 170 to 174. Then I get back down to 170, and you think for sure the next day I'm going to be at 169. You know, if I only lose just a few ounces and I'm not deviating off a plan and I'm not doing anything like that. But for whatever reason, I bounce immediately back. And so I want to see if they have any hints for me, if I need to consume more calories or less calories, more carbs, less carbs, things of that nature, and to see if they, want to do anything else with me. I do know my surgeon's office does offer there's a diet pill that's been on the market for quite some time, and sometimes they will prescribe it for people who don't want to do surgery as like an avenue to try to do it before surgery, or to avoid surgery at all. So I'm gonna just see if they, I'm not gonna ask about it at all. I just want to mention it on this video to see if they on their own would recommend this for me. But I definitely am not going to be the one that will ask about it, because there's a stereotype about diet pills to begin with, and I'm not going to just I want to see if I've exhausted everything that I have normally been doing, and if there's anything else that they can help me with. And I know I've read many books and I was educated a lot with this particular surgical office, just that your body kind of has a set point, and this may be my set point. 170 might just be my set point, but I just want to kind of see if that is true or not, and kind of how that's going to go. So those are the questions that I want answered the most, and then I'm also going to get a referral to a skin removal doctor that I know that they use during this, that this surgeon's office uses. And so it's in the States. I'm not sure if they can get my insurance to pay for it. Hold on, I brought a Quest Shake. It's my first thing that I'm having today. It's chocolate, my favorite. I definitely want to have something on my stomach while I'm driving. I have been doing my ketones every day, even though I'm not eating or trying to eat a keto diet. I'm just taking the ketone measurement in my glucose every morning, or every mid-morning, just to see if my body is still burning fat and not muscle and all of that good stuff. And so it's been great. I've been in ketosis in a deep, low level and mostly moderate level of ketosis since November 9th. Today I was 0.8. Actually, I've been 0.8 for the last 3 days, but because my glucose has been like at 64 this morning, it's at a moderate level, and yesterday it was like maybe 72 or something, and so the GKI number is in a really good moderate level of ketosis. I was like 1.5 when I was fasting, 1.4, then I was 1.0, and then I've been 9.9 and then 0.8 for the last 3 or 4 days. And so that's great. I just like monitoring that. I think I'm not gonna waste the strips and monitor it for like the next probably a couple weeks, because it's not something that I care too much about. I just want to make sure that if I do fast during this time, or I'm doing intermittent fasting, that I will be able to know that my body's not eating muscle instead of the fat, which I know I still have. And so yeah, so those are the main objectives of going to this appointment. Of course, I want to talk about my emergency room visit and talk about the things like that, and see if there's anything else that they could kind of helpful hints. So yeah, so I'm going to get some answers to that. I'm going to get answers to this set point of body weight, if like 170 is just going to be my set point, or if I could possibly get into the 160s. I do know when I was here a year ago, I was 165, because I do remember, and it could have been even 163, because I do remember weighing that here, but I do also go back into my Instagram, and you can look at pictures and things, and I always was taking pictures of the scale as I was getting down to my what was deemed my lowest adult weight. And so I think if you go back to the November of last year, it was like 165 or 163 or some number like that. And so I'm not too far from it. When I did have my PCP appointment about a week and a half ago, she was excited. She had said that I had been maintaining around the same weight for over a year, and so she was excited about that. I did tell her I do want to get lower, and she didn't say I couldn't, but of course I will see what the bariatric team says. But yeah, maybe they'll have me see a dietitian, maybe they'll have me see a nutritionist, maybe they'll just give me some hints, or something like that. So I'm excited. It does take a little bit to get down there, and I am going to talk about the whole skin removal. I know that I was flirting with the 2 doctors to see which, 2 or 3, but Alex Galvez in Mexico and Dr. Salceda in Mexico to do my surgery. I'm not sure how realistic that is. I know that they are tons cheaper, but honestly, if I could have it done here, closer to home, and have my insurance pay for it, I would opt to do that. It would be less traveling. I wouldn't have to fly on a plane and things like that, which I hate flying. If you guys need to know something about me, I hate flying. But anyhow, so I did, last time I did about a year and a half ago, get a referral. I just never did it. It was like $100 appointment, non-refundable fee, and so I just waited to see. But I'll ask again for the referral. Maybe they waive the fee. Maybe because of COVID, they can do it on virtual Zoom or whatever. So yeah, and I did hear that this plastic surgeon that they usually refer people to, I did see a couple of people on the Facebook page in the group that were on for this bariatric office. They did have it, and they were very pleased with the results and everything. And I did hear that this plastic surgeon does have a great track record of having the insurance cover it by documenting, rashes and things of that nature. And so yeah, so that's really it. I don't want to talk too much, because I know on the way back I will be talking more and letting you guys know what I learned. I'm very hopeful that I'll have a lot to say and a lot to share, and that this video will be helpful to you guys who may be going through the same thing I am. So happy bariatric planned day, and enjoying the journey, and I'll be back. All right, guys.
Continue on Western.
I'm hoping that you guys are not hearing my directions tell me where I'm going. I did set this back a little so I can see you guys. Okay, so here is what I learned. Okay, so the appointment went great. Everything looks good. I spoke to her about my gastric issues, as far as gas or constipation. When I laid down, she pressed where my bowels and everything would be under your stomach, but because your stomach is smaller now, it's under that. And so
in a quarter mile, use the right lane to turn right onto Connecticut 94 West.
Script that I'll pick up later on today, and basically it is a coating. You take it 4 times a day, once in the morning and then once every time you eat, and it coats the inside lining of your stomach. She just wants to see if this would give me...
Use the right lane to turn right onto Connecticut 94 West, then use the right lane to take the Connecticut 2 West ramp.
Just like my primary care said that she would, but they will have me go see a GI specialist. And that will probably, I'll have to do maybe an endoscopy, I think that's what you call it, or something, some kind of something. So that was it. I'm glad that I'm going to be taking this new stuff. She told me to stay on the omeprazole, and they should work together because I've never had any kind of...
Use the right lane to take the Connecticut 2 West ramp, then merge onto Connecticut 2 West.
Or any kind of GERD or acid, nothing like that I've never had. So I didn't have it before surgery. I haven't had it after surgery. We spoke about...
Continue on Connecticut 2 West for 5 miles.
She said that she does not believe that this is a permanent thing, that my body will stay at the 170 or in the 170s. She thinks that a combination of things is leading my body to hold on to the weight. And that would be one, that now I'm not as active in, going all these different places. And when I used to do the mall walking and I used to do speed walking every morning after I dropped the kids off at school, I'm not doing that. Basically my day, is basically like Groundhog Day, the movie, do the same thing over and over. So I'm home, I'm with the kids, I don't have an outlet, I'm not doing that speed walking. So she said that she thinks if I continue eating the things that I'm eating now and, measure, weigh, I'm into, logging into my Fitness Pal and things like that, she feels that it will be fine. That it will come off, it's not going to stay. So she suggested a couple of things. One, she suggested that instead of just walking around the house, that I try to get a little pep in my step, that I add in weights. She wants me to start doing weights, which is great because my husband and I actually redid our side room. On the first floor, we have like a 4th bedroom that we use for the kids, 2 of the kids to remote school in. And it was kind of like, had my computer in it and a desk and things. So we cleared that all out. And so now during school, of course, they'll be in their remote schooling, but the rest of it is empty. And so we've brought down my yoga mat and my weights and some roll things that I, like you kind of roll on. I bought an exercise ball, and I bought these great bands,
In 2 miles, use the second from the left lane to take exit 2W for I-84 West toward I-91 North.
And so she said that she would mix it all up. She said, it's not an issue of what I'm eating, and it's not an issue of my weight getting crazy because of COVID or whatever in the regain. It's just my body is kind of I kind of like it here. And so she said you have to shake it up a bit. So that might be aerobics, it might be yoga, it might be, all these things coupled with doing the weights. And so she wants me to focus on that. And so I'm going to go back in 3 months for a follow-up for the GI issues, and she wants to check on how that new prescription's working, and if I'm being able to, going to the bathroom regularly and things like that. And so I'll go back for that. And then she also said that she wants me to what was the other thing? Get labs drawn. So she gave me the lab slip. I'll get labs drawn. Sorry, I have to pay attention for a minute because I don't want to get off at the wrong place. Okay, so I do have to get in this lane. So she gave me the slips to get labs drawn, which is perfect timing because on Tuesday...
In half a mile, use the second from the left lane to take exit 2W for I-84 west toward I-91 north.
In where my mammogram place is, the blood lab is actually right next door. It's actually in the same office, just one window, and the next window is the lab. So
use the second from the left lane to take exit 2W, then keep right at the fork to stay on exit 2W.
I'll do my labs and then I'll do my mammogram.
Keep right at the fork to stay on exit 2W.
And what else? Oh, and then she did talk...
Continue on I-84 west for 3/4 of a mile.
If in 3 months I have incorporated everything, by my next appointment, I have incorporated everything that she told me to, and I've been doing it, and I'm either gaining a little bit more or I'm still stuck, then she'll let me see another doctor who's there. So there's surgical weight loss and there's medical weight loss, and the pill that I mentioned to you guys in the first half of this video is under medical weight loss, and there's a doctor...
In 1/4 mile, take exit 51 for I-91 north toward Springfield.
I feel like, or she feels like, I have not moved in the weight department. If by chance I am continuing to gain,
take exit 51.
There's no history that, I've never gained like this. This is the first time, but because I'm 4 years out, this is actually normal. A lot of people go through this.
Continue on I-91 north for 23 miles.
It's just that your body kind of gets set to this because it's used to it, because it's been so long. It's been like a year that I've been at this weight around, And so she said, if by chance I do gain more, then I need to get right in there right away, because she wants to catch it before it gets out of control. But she feels like what I'm going to do with the weights and the running and kind of, I might go back to do something. Don't laugh at me when you guys hear this. But one thing that works for me every time is if I do Richard Simmons' Dance Your Pants Off. It was a video, but it's on YouTube. You guys have to try that. It is so much fun. And I used to do Richard Simmons like years and years ago. Holy Toledo. My car almost went and hit me, sideswiped me. But I used to do it years and years and years ago. And I always lost. It's so much fun. So I'm going to try that. And I guess I'll see how that goes. So I'll do all that, and if I'm, losing and everything, that's great. If I'm able to, get the script and she wants me to stay on the omeprazole, and I'm able to be regular, then that's even more fantastic. And then the last thing we discussed was plastic surgery. So here is a tip for anybody who is contemplating plastic surgery at some point. Even if you're just starting out on your journey, you're going to have weight loss surgery, and you know that at some point you're going to need a tummy tuck, or you're going to need your thighs done, or your arms, or whatever. Document everything. Document the rashes. Document anytime you brought it up to your doctor. Have them document it, because she's going to give me a referral to the 2 surgeons that they use, and if you document it and you've had it documented all along, the insurance company will absolutely pay for it. They have never had an insurance company say that they wouldn't pay for it with the documentation. So luckily, I document everything at my doctor's appointments, and so today she went and documented everything that I have had to do over the last 4 years, like use, early on, I'd have to use Lotrimin spray. It's like a jock itch spray in my belly button. I'd have candida underneath my skin, on my stomach, like my lower stomach area. So she documented that. But I also know that my PCP has documented that because I went in for that at some point. And then also my gynecologist had treated me for the candida. And so she said that I should be all set as far as skin removal. I do know what I would do is I think the insurance would cover the tummy tuck. I'm not worried about my arms, although they have to be done. I could care less. The thing that has to be done is my thighs, my inner thighs, and then the front of my thighs right above my knee. And she did document that behind my knees sometimes does get the candida and rashes as well. And so, yeah, so I'm going to move forward with that at some point, but I'm going to definitely get onto this moving more. And, you know, it does make sense if I think about it, that since March 13th of this year, so March, it's like 8 or 9 months straight of doing the same exact thing in my home, being quarantined, you know, cleaning the same thing, walking the same distance, you know, all that stuff. My body is absolutely going to be stuck and feeling like it needs to be shaken up a little bit. So she loves the fact that I intermittent fast. She loves the fact that I can do a 48-hour fast, you know, even if it's just once a month or something like that. She loves that I eat protein and that I have the shakes. She also loves the fact that I shared this Quest shake thing with her because she said that she gets patients all the time who hate the Premier Protein and they don't know what to do, and that it doesn't have the greatest ingredients, not clean at all. So, so that was good. So let's wrap it up, girls and guys, and anybody else out there watching this video. I feel like I have a goal. I feel like I absolutely can do this. I feel like I need to, the one hurdle for me, or the one kind of thing that I know I need to do for this to be successful, is I need to set aside time for me. And so I'm gonna figure out what that means as far as like what kind of time. Like, am I going to do this 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week? Am I going to do, you know, how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to work it, and kind of have to still do things with the kids during the day. Now, my husband is on nights from now until December 19th, which he's home, so if I go into another room and do, like even in the living room, I can do the Richard Simmons Dance Your Pants Off video. I could do that while he's helping with remote schooling in the other 2 rooms. And then I can do weights even in the living room as well, or I can wait and do my weights during the half-hour lunch that my kiddos are on during the day. So I have to set something in stone, or I know it's not going to happen. So I'm going to end up picking something, picking a time, picking the days, and then what I'll do is I'll set an alarm in my phone so that I know this is my self-care, my me time, this is my goal-getter time, and we'll get there. So I still want to get down to the 150 mark. If I get to 155, I'm going to be so happy. So I might have my maintenance range between 151 to 155, or 153 to 157, or 158, somewhere around there. But I'm going to do it. Do it along with me, you guys. And I hope this helps somebody. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really love for you guys to be a part of my journey, and I'll let you guys know how it's going.